Hello. Now let us see some examples on the topic variables and data types. First, I want to declare one variable. Suppose int var1. So my variable var1 is of data type integer and the name of the variable is var1. This is declaration. Here we have not assigned any value to var1. Okay, now if I want to assign value, how I have to assign? Name equal to value using assignment operator. So var1 equal to suppose I am assigning the value of 60. Now if I want to print this value, how to print? For the integers, the format specifier is %d. Okay. Now if I want to printf, the variable value is %d, comma name of the variable. Now the compiler will assign the value of this var1 to this format specifier. Suppose I have declared here of integer data type, but here instead of format specifier for integer data type, if I have provided for short int, then what it will happen? Then it will try to map this integer value to the short int and it will print. After some time we will discuss about that example also. Now let me run this code. Sorry. Can see the variable value is 60. Can we initialize the value during declaration itself? Yes, we can do that. How to do? Equal to 60. So let me remove this statement. Now let us try to run this code. You can observe the variable value is 60. Can I declare multiple variables at a time? Yes. If I want to declare suppose variable 2, yes, I can declare. But you have to separate the variable names using comma. If it is of same data type only, you can declare like this. Okay. Suppose now I am declaring the value of variable 2 equal to 35. The variable values are %d, comma %d. Now let me print both variables. Let me run the code. So you can observe the variable values are 60, 35. See here what it will happen is, suppose if you are declaring int var2, then what it will happen is compiler will assign some space for this variable. That means for var2, if the integer is of size 4 bytes, then 4 bytes of memory is assigned for this variable var2. Okay. So next, if in var2 equal to 35, in that case, in this memory, this 35 value is stored. Now let us discuss about some rules for defining the name of the variables. The first one is, the variable name you can use alphabets, digits, that means number, and underscore also you can use in the name of the variable, but the name of the variable should not start with digits. Starting is not allowed. but you can use the digits in the name of the variable. Let us see one example. This var1 is there. In this, alphabets is there, number is there. But in case if I try to declare as 1 var, then what it will happen? This is invalid variable name. So when I run, you can observe invalid suffix var on integer constant. So it is not allowed. So while declaring the variable, you can use alphabets, digits and underscores, but the name should not start with digits. Okay. And another thing is, in between variable name, spaces is not allowed. Suppose my variable name is var1, va space r1. This is not allowed. Okay. And variable name should not use the keywords. Like suppose I should not use my variable name as fur, like int fur, which is not allowed because this fur is already reserved for some other purpose. Okay, so you should not use the keywords or reserved words for declaring the name of the variable. Okay, so these are the rules for declaring the name of the variable. Now let us discuss about data types. See, if you observe, this variable 1 and variable 2 is of data type int. If you want to see what is the size of that data type, use size of operator. So during printing the size, use %ld, comma, size of, suppose if you want to know the size of int, size of int data type is space bytes. So this size of operator will returns the size of the data, the size of the, it may be variable also you can use. You can observe the size of variable 1 is 4 bytes. Similarly, you can use the data types also. Suppose size of int. Similarly, let us see the size of some other data types. Size of char, size of short int, size of int, and let us see about size of float. So this is size of short int. This is size of char. That means character data type. This is float. Okay, so let me do one small modification. I am creating the new line after every print statement. Now you can observe the size of character data type is 1 byte. In case of short int, it is 2 bytes. In case of integer data type, it is 4 bytes. In case of float, it is 4 bytes. Okay. Now we will see about the ranges. Suppose if the variable is of character data type, then it is of 1 byte, 8 bits. Even you can consider the character as 8-bit integer type, that means int 8, which is also the same. So in theory, if you see, as it is 8 bits, 1 bit will be sign, remaining 7 bits for data. So what is its range? Minus 2 power 7 to 2 power 7 minus 1. That means minus 128 to plus 127. If it is signed type. In case of unsigned, its value starts from 0. So 0 to 255. Similarly, in case of short int, if you see short int, then which is 2 bytes, that means total 16 bits. So in case of unsigned, 0 to 2 power 16 minus 1. In case of signed, the range will be minus 2 power 15 to 2 power 15 minus 1. Okay. Similar case, in case of integer, you can consider the same thing. In case of 4, it is 4 bytes. So 8 4s are 32 bits. So in case of unsigned int, its range from 0 to 2 power 32 minus 1. But in case of signed, its range is minus 2 power 31 to 2 power 31 minus 1. Okay. But in case of float and double and long double, we are using for precisions and to store the higher values. You can observe both integer and float here are of 4 bytes only, but the range is different. The reason is the way how this integer data will store and float data will store is different. In case of integer, suppose 32 bits are there, means all are data. That means suppose this is from 0 to 31, if I am taking 0th bit, first bit, second bit, third bit, like that 31st bit. Suppose example 65 is there. How it will store 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0, total 32 bits, right? So zeros. So this may be the 4 bytes has been completed. So the next 4 bytes will be zeros. Next also zeros only. Now let me write, as it is 65, so it will be 0 1. So plus 64 I have to write. So this is 2 power 0, 2 power 1, 2 square, 2 cube, 2 power 4, 2 power 5, 2 power 6. So this is 1 and this one value will be 0. So in data it will say like this. So this is LSB and this is MSB. In this way we are saving the integer data type values. Okay, but in case of float double and long double, we are not saving in the same way. Here in these cases we are saving the values, exponent values also, and we are saving the mantissa, which is used to save the precision values. Okay, suppose if I want to save 2.367 into 10 power 27, can I save using integer data type? Maybe not, but in using float data type you can save these values. Okay, not only float, using double and long double also you can use it. So now let us see, if I declare one variable of integer data type, and if I want to print that variable using short int, then what it will happen? How the mapping will be happening during the printing statement. Okay, during printing statement, compiler won't show any errors. It will try to map that value to the format specifier you have specified. Now let us see that example. Let me remove this. So what I want to do is, first I want to print the size, and then let us try to print the variable data. Int, let me take some negative number, suppose -3. Now variable value of integer data type is, as the integer data type is %d, we want to print the value. So the variable name is var1. Okay. So next what I want to do is, see, this %d is for signed integer data type. Suppose if I want to use unsigned integer data type, let me try to print using unsigned integer data type. Printf variable value using unsigned integer. So now you can observe the difference. Sorry, here also I have specified %d, right? In case of unsigned integer, which is %u. So now let me run this code. You can observe the size of integer data type is 4 bytes. Okay. The variable value using integer data type is -3. Okay, same as my variable value. But if I try to print using unsigned integer data type, it is not showing any error. It is trying to print the value of variable 1, but it is printing some value. How we have got this value? That means how the compiler is going to map this -3 to this value. Now let us discuss about that. So now if you observe, this variable is of data type int, so it is of 4 bytes. So what will be the range? -2 power 31 to 2 power 31 minus 1. Okay, so if you want to know its value, let me open the calculator. 2 power 31, which is 21474836648 minus 21474836647. Okay. Now this is signed. In case of unsigned, what it will happen? 0 to 2 power 32 minus 1. What is its value? 0 to, let's see, 2 power 32, which is 429496729 Okay. So that means for signed int, the range is this one. This is the range for signed int. This is the range for unsigned int. So now in this printf statement, we are using signed int %d. Okay, it is within the range. So it is okay, it is printing correct value -3. But if you come to the second printf statement, we are using %u. Okay, the actual value is -3, but it is not in this range, right? So now it will map this -3 value to this. How it will map is, if you want to see the mapping, let me draw one circle. So this unsigned values, it will start from 0. So the ending value will be, whenever you want to see this mapping, you try to use circle only, because for analyzing it will be very useful. So the value will be 429 something something till 295. So the next value will be 0, next value will be 1, next value will be 2, next value will be 3. So before this 295, the value will be 294. Before that 293, before that 292. Okay, now this circle is there. Now this is 0, right? So if you assign -3, what it will happen? This 295 will become -1 and 294 will become -2, 293 will become -3. So now if you observe, this is the value which the compiler has printed. You see what is that full value? 249 496 7293. If you compare, these two values are same. Okay, in that way the compiler will map the values and it will try to print it. Okay, so now if you want to see one more example, for ease of understanding, instead of using int as it is 4 bytes data, now let me take 2 bytes data. That means short int. And my variable declaration also short int. So in this case, what it will happen? So now in addition to signed int and unsigned int, let me print using short int data type and unsigned short int data type. Now let me copy and paste. So short int data type, similarly print using unsigned short int. Okay, so now let us observe how it is mapping the value. Let me write this one as d underscore type, so that you can observe this variable name also. Or let me remove this. Okay, so now my variable var1 is -3. Let me run this first. If you observe the short int data type, this is not integer data type, we have declared short int. So that size is 2 bytes. That means 16 bits. So this is, suppose in case of signed, what it will happen? In case of signed, minus 2 power 15 to 2 power 15 plus 1. In case of unsigned, 0 to 2 power 16 minus 1. Okay, now the var1, the value, okay, the format specifier I have not changed it. For short int data type %hd. In case of integer data, unsigned integer data type %u. In case of unsigned short int data type %hu. Now let me run. So you can observe, for integer data type is -3. Okay, because it is of integer range only. Next, short int data type -3, because it is also within the range, but in case of unsigned integer data type, similar to in case of unsigned integer data type, in previous example seen the reason is same because unsigned integer data type. Now it is mapping the signed short into unsigned integer data type. Okay, this is in third case, third printf statement. In this case, this is a thing which has been happened. In case of fourth printf statement, it is mapping this shortint means signed shortint into unsigned shortint. So the value is -3. So the -1 is 65535. So this is -1. The -2 will be 65534. Then -3 will be 65533. Okay. So in this way it will map and then it will print these values. Okay. So always remember that what is the format specifier you are using and what is the variable data type you have declared. Make sure the both should be same. Okay. So next we will discuss about storage classes.